The last exercise, I just want to kind of bring everything together that we've gone over into one quick exercise just to make sure you've kind of got all the different places that you can access these options in typography and how they all might work together in your own project. So this is kind of the looking project. It's the lesson 6 on your notes if you want to follow along. So the first thing I want you to do is open up a new document, File, New. Go ahead, do an 800 pixel width, 800 height, 72 resolution, and go ahead and do an RGB color mode and create. And the first thing I want you to do is set the word looking in 120 point Helvetica bold, and I want you to practice kerning the letters in the character palette for optimal spacing. So I'm going to grab my type tool. I am going to go up to the top options panel of my type tool, and I'm going to make sure I have Helvetica select from all my different font options. I'm going to make sure that I have bold selected as the weight of the font, and I'm going to go ahead and type in 120 pixels. 120 points, and I'm going to go ahead and write the word looking. I actually might make it all bold, so let's see. Looking, all caps. Remember, you can set your type by either clicking and highlighting the letters, or if you want to activate the letters, you can always double click on the T icon. And I'm going to go ahead and change the color to black if it's a different color. So go ahead and make it black, the color picker, and click OK. The next thing I want you to do is kern the letters in the character palette for optimal spacing. So here's my character palette. Remember, kerning is the space in between individual letters. Tracking is the space, controlling the space between all the letters at once. So this is my tracking. I'm going to set it to 0. And then I'm going to place my cursor in between the L and the O, and I'm going to bring my kerning in a little bit. So I'm going to do maybe a negative 50. Just make it a little bit tighter between some of these letters. They're a little loose. You can get kind of crazy with this when you're doing graphic design work. It's kind of fun. So that's my kerned, and I've tracked my lettering. And the next thing I want you to do is to apply a layer style drop shadow. So remember, folks, layer style is this little FX icon in the bottom of your layers panel. So I'm going to apply a layer style drop shadow to my looking type layer. Drop shadow. Remember, you can play around with the distance, the spread, and the size. So decide what you like and then click OK. And remember, it shows up underneath the effects option. I can hide it or reveal it. See what it looks like. The next thing I want you to do is apply a warp using the warp tool to your looking type layer. So I'm going to double click on my little T to activate my letters. And then I'm going to hit this little T on a hill option in my type tool options panel. And I'm going to go ahead and select bulge that type, and click OK. So here we go. I'm going to center it a little bit. The next thing I want you to do is you can download or choose one of the images that I shared with you and bring this image into this, this working file. So for example, I shared with you an image called balloons.jpg. I'm going to go ahead and do window arrange 2 up. And I'm going to grab my move tool, and I'm going to click in my balloon image, hold down my mouse, click and hold, and drag this balloon image into my new version. Then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this balloon. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of bring this up because I don't really want to see the example. So I've just brought the balloon image into my layers panel. I'm going to name it balloons. And I'm going to remix this image a little bit using some adjustment layers. So I think I'm going to do a vibrance effect. Let's see, I need my properties panel. Where is it? Where's my properties panel? There it is. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. So I got my vibrance adjustment layer selected. I'm going to adjust the vibrance on these balloons a little bit, saturate them a little bit more, make them really crazy and bright. Maybe I'll apply one more. Maybe I'll do do some levels, just that a little bit. The idea here is, though, just to make sure that you're using adjustment layers and layer styles and understanding the difference. So I've got my levels adjustment layer, my vibrance adjustment layer, my balloon image. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a clipping mask to the looking type layer. And remember, to apply a clipping mask, you have to have the type layer underneath the image. So my looking type layer is underneath my balloon image in the stacking order. And you want to click on the balloon image, and you can either go up here and do create clipping mask, or you can access it under layer, clipping mask, create clipping mask, or remember, you can hold down your option key and you can drag your mouse in between the two layers that you want to create a clipping mask with and hit click. So there you go. So go ahead and practice this, because I want you to start combining all these different options together to create a new image. So there you go. Thank you.